Thank you. Final set, Sinner to serve.
This match for me has been like a set of scales, and the way it started out, all the gold was on one side, and with every passing set, just take a little bit more off one scale, add it to the other, and the scales have shifted dramatically.
Yeah, for the first time tonight, Sinner's in front.
Guys, you both come back from 2 sets love down, perhaps not in this kind of scenario in a final, but it does take an awful lot of effort still emotionally to get yourself back into this situation. There's a lot of external stuff for Jannik in the last sort of 48 hours as well, emotionally getting through to this stage of a major for the first time. Still a few known unknowns out there.
That's why live sport is so enthralling, Mark, isn't it? No one knows. Not one person in this stadium knows who's going to win this.
15-30.
Show me what you got. Here we go.
But the scales have gone measurably in Sinner's favour, I think, from early on in the match. But even now, each game presents a problem. 15-30, an issue.
Petch, do you remember, let's go back a while, remember the match with Rublev and Diminov?
30.
And Rublev was starting to physically decline. We felt cramping, and a sort of a clarity came over his mind, and he just played with absolute clarity in that 5th set. It's almost as though Medvedev's got to go into that zone. You know, I'm fatigued, I've got to play the point short, and then somehow relax into it. Fighting for a win, I'm not sure is going to get him over the line.
After over 3 hours, and they are still producing that type of rally.
30.
Sensational.
The longer this match goes, Petch, the more important all of these points become. But that was telling. An opportunity for Medvedev to maybe get a quick break early in the 5th. It's tense now.
50 love.
Medvedev just looked up to his camp in that last game and asked for some food. Not sure what sustenance it's going to get him through the 5th. Just a little delay here with a moth or a bug or a cricket.
It's going to become a war of attrition now for Medvedev. He physically has to go through some pain here. Sinner looks fresher. He's played a lot less over the journey in these 7 matches, and his game has come alight now. And the movement is just not quite there for Daniil. He was so quick with his first step early.
15,
He's heavier now.
30.
And you almost feel like the other guy's freed up with his hitting, with his movement, his clarity of thought.
And he is dialing through all his options there, isn't he, Medvedev? That was a serve and volley.
Well, his serve, I think, is the key now for me. I know it's an easy throwaway line, but when they get involved in these long rallies, he's looking a bit more stressed. He can win that way.
40-30.
Saved him there.
One game over.
Interesting, Fitzy, you said his serve can get him out of it, and you know, he did serve and volley. When you're a little fatigued and you don't have the leg drive, your serve can definitely lose margin, lose pace. But when you serve and volley, you're almost forcing yourself to drive up and over, and it can actually help with your rhythm. So we will see whether he peppers a few serve and volley points in amongst the games coming forward.
For as much scar tissue as Daniil has on this particular court from 2022, of course, Jannik Sinner's had a little bit of it over a best-of-5 match. A couple of times he's lost from 2 sets to love up against Karen Khachanov at the US Open in 2020. And probably more famously for a lot of people, that match against Novak Djokovic in the quarterfinals of Wimbledon in 2022.
You can tell that Medvedev is just not moving as well. He has to leave earlier now to give himself a chance on that ball. The return was short. He had to guess and he had to leave early. There's more gaps for Sinner to hit into.
40 love.
He's so lethal with a linear strike, Sinner, and that was what was so impressive from Medvedev in the opening couple of sets. Just didn't allow the Italian to get behind the ball to push him like that.
Jannik Sinner.
Some shot.
Well, he's got options. He's no one-trick pony, is he? Daniil Medvedev, if he's struggling in one facet, he can turn to another. And that is talent there.
How many times do you reckon he's hit that in practice?
But on the win predictor right now, he cannot be favourite, Daniil. I don't know what the win predictor is. It won't be too far apart, I don't think. But I don't think he can be favourite on it from here. He's just got to try to hang on to this serve as much as he can. And as the Parliament of Owls, there it is there, okay. 65-35, yeah. The Parliament of Owls sitting on the side, the wise old owls.
40-15.
Still suggesting, I would think, that he has to take the risk on his return serve, but he's got to keep holding here first. Good game there, though. Think 65-35 is fair?
I think there's a lot in play here. That's all I know, is that Daniil's won a Grand Slam before. That has to count for something. Sinner's never won before.
I tell you what would be cruel. You know what I'm going to say. If he loses from 2 sets to love down in a final of the Australian Open again, that would be a cruel night for him.
It's hard though, isn't it, when you're the guy going cross-court and the other guy's going line. It's not a great pattern.
There's been one barometer as well for Jannik, apart from the serve getting a little more accuracy and potency, it's been the backhand line. It's not easy to change it from down low, and he struggled in the opening couple of sets to deal with the style of Medvedev's ball coming at him. It's adjusted beautifully.
C15.
Here we go.
Well, I think
40-15.
all great champions have a journey. They're all different. And Sinner is on it now, isn't he? He's come a long, long way in his young life. But this is a moment that he will never forget, win or lose tonight. As a tennis player, a professional one, a champion, this is what it's all about.
The lethal loveliness of that forehand is not lost on anyone inside this stadium, particularly his opponent Medvedev. Sinner soaring, 3-2.
Love 15.
Is this battleground of hope turning to despair for Daniil Medvedev once again? Sinner slides one by him.
Thank you.
And I guess, in a way, it's a sign of desperation there. Not a normal play for him, a dangerous one.
Thank you,
and he
please.
needed desperately to win that point at love 30 down. 3 break points. Well, his serve has to save him again, I feel.
And for a moment it feels as though we're in Milan and not Melbourne.
And it's like a prize fight, isn't it? One fighter's on the ropes and the other fighter's just loading up. That was a couple of tired points from Daniil right there.
Thank you.
You know, I'm sitting here with a range of emotions right now. I mean, this is so exhilarating from the Sinner camp's point of view and so heartbreaking from the Medvedev camp.
Sinner won't get tight, will he?
Led for service.
I think most humans do in this situation. Is that one of the most telling rallies in this young man's life? I would say.
40-15.
Absolutely mesmerizing. And 37 minutes. Jannik Sinner, 1 game away from his first ever Australian Open title. Well, the flakes of fortune fluttered down for Medvedev against Zverev in that tiebreaker in the 4th with the miss-hit return that took him to a 5th and then ultimately into the final. He'll be hoping if he can hang on to his serve, there's some more of that around.
30-15.
Nothing but admiration.
Huge investment in that game for Medvedev. Can he earn some interest?
Sinner leads 5 games to 3.
down to the last minute. Something different. Medvedev stayed way back on that first serve then, just to give Sinner something different to look at.
Fitzy, we saw him go very, very deep on that first point. There was a second serve up on the baseline, smacked it hard and flat. You almost think if there's any chance to pinch a few points or pinch this game, aggression.
It's what this match has been lacking, a bit of drama. Sinner's signature shot brings up championship point. Simply sensational way for Jannik Sinner to win the Australian Open. His maiden major happens in Melbourne. He is the last man standing at a major for the first time in his career. He will never, ever forget this night.